I relax.
You relax, yeah?
Yes.
What sort of thing do you do to relax?
I reading books
I
and
read books. I read books.
I read books and watch movies.
Watch movies. Okay. What sort of movies?
Uh, like Conan
Uh-huh.
and Doraemon.
Right. No, sounds good, Ming Ang. Can you turn your camera on, please?
Yes, teacher.
Come in. Okay, good. Can I hear some chicken at your place, Ming Ang?
No, no,
No, I thought I could hear a chicken in the background. No, do you have any chicken there?
no.
No chicken. Ah, okay. Kwang, Xin Chao.
Hello, teacher. How are you?
I'm good, Kwang. How are you?
I'm good too.
Good, good, good. Okay, I'll just wait another minute, see if anyone else will join us this afternoon. Have you been this week, Kwang?
I think I do my homework.
Homework?
Yes.
But are you on holiday at the moment, Kwang?
No, I'm just stay at home.
Oh, you're just staying at home. Are you going to go anywhere for your holiday?
And I just stay at home and do my homework and play some game.
All right. You mean some video game?
Yes.
Okay. What video game do you enjoy?
I play Arena Valor.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Like I say, we'll just wait another minute or so, everyone. You can see I've got my scarf on this afternoon. Very cold here in Christchurch today. There's been some snow in parts of the city, so the temperature at the moment is about 0 degrees, so a little bit cold. So I'm wearing my scarf. So today I've got a little test for you, just testing some of the things we've talked about in the last few weeks. Then we're going to continue with speaking part one and also look at writing task one. Does anyone have any questions before we start? Okay, I think I will start because we've been waiting a few minutes now. So I'm going to send you a sentence in chat and I want you to correct it for me. Okay, so this is a test of things like plurals and articles and prepositions. Can you see the sentence, Ming Ang?
Yes, teacher.
Good. Can you see it, Kwang?
Yes.
Okay, so can you please correct the sentence and send it back to me? You will see I've given you a clue. There are 7 mistakes in the sentence, 7 things that need correcting. Leon, Jargon.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Leon?
Um, sorry. I'm good, thank you.
Good, good. Can you turn your camera on, please, Leon?
Yes, but I don't know what the problem with my camera.
What, you have some problem with your camera?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Um, can you see what I've just sent everyone a sentence in chat. Can you see chat, Leon?
Can you send me again?
Okay, I'll send it again.
I can see that now.
Good. Okay, so you have to correct the mistakes in the sentence and send it back to me. Just send me, just send me the corrected sentence.
Yes.
You don't need to tell me what the mistakes are. There are 7 mistakes, and the mistakes are all to do with prepositions, plurals, and articles, and 1 comparative. Okay, so everyone, as soon as you've corrected the mistakes, please send your sentence back to me. Ming Ang, Ming Ang,
Yes,
can you read the sentence to me? I know you haven't finished yet, but can you just read the sentence I have sent you? Read the one I have sent you.
I have a sister who lives Da Nang and she more old than me and she work in coffee shop.
Okay, good. So everyone, this sounds like someone who can't speak English very well. So I hope maybe that reading it out loud will help you with your corrections. So like I say, 7 mistakes. See if you can get all 7. All right, another 30 seconds, everyone. You should be almost finished by now. Thank you, Ming Ang. Okay, pretty good, Ming Ang. Still one mistake. Okay, still one mistake. All right, that's great, Leon. That is all correct. Kwang, are you almost finished?
Yes, almost.
Okay, Kwang. So you need to, I can see what you've done. You need to send me the complete paragraph, okay? Not just correct the mistakes. Does that make sense, Kwang?
Yes.
Okay. Ming Ang, what is the first mistake? Ming Ang.
The first mistake is uh, I have a sister.
Correct. Good. Everyone. So everyone got that. Sister is a noun, of course. Nouns need an article in front of them. So in this case, the correct article is a. What is the next mistake, Liam? I have a sister.
Who lives
Correct. Who lives. And the next mistake, Liam? Who lives?
lives in Da Nang.
Correct. Okay. So lives need to be plural. I have a sister who lives in Da Nang. Need the preposition in. Who lives in Da Nang. Okay. Kwang,
Yes.
what is the next mistake? I have a sister who lives in Da Nang and
Older. She's older than me.
correct. And she's older than me, not more old. She's older than me. Okay. Ming Ang, next mistake.
Uh,
And
and works
she, and
in
she,
and she works in a coffee shop.
and she works is correct. And the next mistake, Liam, she works.
In a coffee shop.
Good. And she works in a coffee shop. Coffee shop, again, is a noun, even though there are two words. Okay. Both nouns. Coffee shop is a noun. So again, needs an article in front of it. Okay. So everyone, I will send you the correct answer, the complete answer. Ding Lam, Chao Gon,
Hi, teacher.
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, good. Welcome to class. Okay,
Thank
just
you.
giving everyone a quick test. Okay, everyone, there is the correct answer, just in case you are not sure. Okay, let's do number 2. I have 3 of these for you today. Okay, I'm going to send you number 2 in chats. All right, you can see there are 5 mistakes in this sentence. Kwang, can you read me the sentence I've just sent you, please? Kwang.
In many of world, climate change having effects on daily temperature.
Okay, good. Thank you, Kwang. So again, hopefully that might help you. Once you read it out loud, might help you realize what the mistakes are. So Ding Lam, please correct the mistakes in the sentence and then send me the complete sentence in chat. The
Okay.
complete sentence with your corrections. So 5 mistakes. And again, similar mistakes to sentence 1. Similar mistakes. Thank you, Leon. That is correct. Thank you, Ding Lam. That is correct. Okay, Kwang and Ming Ang, just waiting for you, please. Okay, another few seconds, everyone. Ming Ang, are you almost finished?
Yes.
Okay, good. Kwang, are you almost finished?
I already sent you.
Okay, just seen it now. Okay, thank you, Ming Ang. Okay, Ming Ang, almost correct, just one mistake. One mistake. And same with you, Kwang, just one mistake. Okay, I'll send you the correct answer. Ming Ang, can you read the answer, please? All of it.
In many parts of the world, climate change is having an effect on daily temperatures.
Okay, so the only mistake you made, Ming Ang, and Kwang too, is temperatures needs to have an S on the end. Daily temperatures. So you could have corrected it two ways. You could have said an effect on the daily temperature or an effect on daily temperatures. So you either needed to put the before daily or an S on the end of temperatures. Either one would have been correct. Okay, so that was the only mistake. Does that make sense, Ming Ang?
Yes.
Need an S on temperatures. Kwang, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. One more, everyone. One more. I'll send it to you now in chat. Ding Lam, can you read it for me, please? What I've just sent you.
Okay, my hometown in Shanxi of Vietnam. There not many, many car, but lot motorcycle.
Good. Okay. So again, hopefully reading that aloud will help you recognize some of the mistakes. And as you can see, there are seven mistakes. Okay, Ding Lam. That's very good. Actually, everyone, you can write sentence one a couple of different ways. So, Ding Lam, you are correct. Leon, you are correct. Okay, Kwang, that's good. We're correct. So, Ming Ang, just waiting for you, please.
I already sent you.
You already sent me. Do you want to try again, Ming Ang? I can't see it. Just copy and paste it again. Okay, I've got it now, Ming Ang. Thank you. Okay, Ming Ang, Ming Ang.
Yes.
Okay, just one mistake, Ming Ang. It is in the first sentence. Okay, my hometown is in center of Vietnam. Okay, Ming Ang, center of Vietnam is a noun. Okay, center is a noun. So what does it need in front of it, Ming Ang? Center is a noun.
Central.
No, center is a noun. What word needs to go in front of a noun or before a noun?
Adjective.
No, has to be an article. Remember, an article goes before or in front of a noun. What are the three articles, Ming Ang?
Um, and the.
Okay, so which article should go before center?
The.
Correct. So it should be read me the correct sentence, Ming Ang, please. Just read it to me. Read me the correct sentence as it should be. My hometown Oh, okay, you sent it instead. Okay, that's fine. That is correct, Ming Ang. My hometown is in the center of Vietnam. There are not many cars, there are a lot of motorcycles. Okay, the rest of you, your different versions, excuse me, your different versions were all correct. For example, Ding Lam said, my hometown is in central Vietnam. That is also correct. You could also say there aren't many cars. There are not many cars. There aren't many cars. Means the same thing. Okay? That's good, everyone. So most of you got most of them correct. That's great. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to look at more of Keith's suggestions for improving your speaking. Now, you might remember last week's suggestion. Actually, I'll look at that again. Last week's suggestion was all about shadowing. Shadowing means to follow closely. Shadow. The word shadow. Send it to you in chat again. Okay, this word here, everyone. Shadow means to follow something or someone closely. So, what Keith was suggesting, a good way to practice your English is to listen to someone talking English, listen on YouTube or wherever, somewhere on the internet, okay, and repeat after them exactly what they are saying. For example, Leon, can you say after me? Okay, are you ready, Leon?
I'm ready.
Okay, I have a sister who lives in Da Nang.
I have a sister who lives in Da Nang.
Perfect. Kwang, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so shadow me, Kwang. And she's older than me.
And she is older than me.
Good. Ding Lam. And she works in a coffee shop.
And she was in a coffee shop.
Very good. Ming Ang, in many parts of the world.
In many parts of the world.
Ding Lam, climate change is having an effect.
Climate change is having an effect
Leon, on daily temperatures.
On daily temperature.
Temperatures.
Temperature.
With an S on the end, please, Leon. I need to hear the S. Temperatures.
Temperatures.
Better. On daily temperatures. Daily temperatures. Good. Quang, my hometown.
My hometown.
Minh Ang is in the center of Vietnam.
Is in the center of Vietnam.
Ding Lam, there are not many cars.
There are not many cars.
Leon, but a lot of motorcycles.
But a lot of motorcycles.
Good. Okay, so you get the idea, everyone. The more you practice shadowing, okay, it helps you get used to both the correct words, the correct vocabulary to use, even if you don't understand all of them. It helps you get in the habit of using particularly words like articles and prepositions, which we practiced in the test, but gets you used to using those words in a sentence all the time. So that's all that shadowing means. Just do that just for a couple of minutes a day. Just pick anything, any vocabulary that you like from YouTube and shadow the speaker. Shadow the speaker. Okay, like I say, helps you get used to the vocabulary and also used to the different tones that speakers use in English. Okay, so let's now look at this week's tip. Hang on, I'll just stop that share for a moment because I need to turn on the sound. Okay, this time. Ding Lam, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see.
Great. Okay, what does it say, Ding Lam? What does it say?
Um, memorize chunks.
Good. Memorize chunks. Chunks is how that's pronounced. Okay, what is a chunk? We'll find out in just a moment. Okay, so everyone please listen and watch this.
Okay, tip number 2, memorize chunks. So I always tell students not to memorize whole answers. It doesn't work. It makes you sound robotic. It's just not natural. But memorizing vocabulary, yes. And memorizing chunks, yes. A chunk really is 2 or 3 words that go together. It can be a collocation, a little phrase, a little phrase. It can be a grammatical chunk, right? Let me give you some examples. Recently, I did a short that was about, do you drink tea or coffee? And this was my answer, right? I tend to drink tea at home. We're a family of tea drinkers for sure. However, if I go out, if I'm meeting friends in a coffee bar, I'll typically have a coffee. Now, you can see the chunks, or I'll show you the chunks, right? For example, I tend to do something, right? Means I usually do. I tend to becomes to. I tend to drink. So I would say take the chunk I tend to drink as a chunk and memorize that and practice it. The thing I would say is practice it with at least three different examples. Okay, so you would say, I tend to drink tea at home. I tend to drink coffee outside. I tend to drink orange juice in the morning, right? So you're building a bit of flexibility, but you're repeating that chunk, I tend to drink. And that's it, right? You can do this with other chunks. For example, we're a family of tea drinkers or something, right? So we're a family of, it's like one chunk, one sound. Practice that with some other things. You could talk about maybe dog lovers or cat lovers, dog walkers, animal lovers, tea drinkers, coffee drinkers, football fans, whatever. So your three examples could be, we're a family of dog walkers. We're a family of animal lovers. We're a family of football fans, right? So you're practicing that chunk. And it can go on and on. Just look at the chunk, memorize the chunk, practice it with three different examples, and Bob's your uncle. I mean, that's all you need to do. And you're already starting to get better and better and more confident in your part one answers. And we're only at tip number 2.
Okay, everyone. So that was tip number 2. Practice speaking in chunks, which are groups of words that go together, rather than learning every individual word. Okay, so let's have a look at this chunk that he talked about. Again, we've done this before, I think, but we'll practice this now. Okay. I tend to drink. I tend to drink. I tend to, remember, just means this is something I usually do. Okay? I tend to, something I usually do. So I want you all to think of something you usually do. Okay? And then tell it to me, beginning with the chunk, I tend to. I tend to. Okay? I tend to wake up at 6 o'clock. I tend to drink tea in the morning. I tend to eat banh mi for lunch. I tend to. Okay, so everyone think of an example quickly, and I'll get you to tell it to me. Can be anything. I tend to watch Netflix at night. Okay, Leon, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, what's your sentence, Leon?
I tend to eat bread at breakfast.
Okay, I tend to eat bread at breakfast. Can you say it a bit faster, Leon? In this chunk, to becomes t. Okay, when you're speaking, it becomes t, as in I tend to eat rice. You can hear I'm not saying to, I'm saying t. Does that make sense, Leon?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me your sentence again, please, Leon.
I tend to eat bread at breakfast.
Okay, even quicker, Leon. I tend to eat bread at breakfast. Can you say that?
I tend to sorry. I tend to eat bread at breakfast.
Better. Again, Leon, same thing again, please.
I tend to eat bread at breakfast.
Okay. Can you do it one more time, Leon? A little more smoothly. I tend to eat bread at breakfast.
I tend to eat bread at breakfast.
Okay, better. That's better, Leon. Good. Ding Lam, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, wait, what's your sentence, Ding Lam?
I tend to do exercise by walking in every summer morning.
Ah, a long sentence. I
Yeah.
tend to do exercise by walking every summer morning. Is that right, Ding Lam? Is that what you said?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Can you say it again, Ding Lam, but just a little faster, please? A little faster.
Faster.
Just a
Okay.
little bit. A little bit.
Yeah. I tend to do exercise by walking in every summer morning.
Okay, good. So that is the correct speed, Ding Lam. Don't need to go any faster. I tend to do exercise by walking every summer morning. One more time, please, Ding Lam.
I tend to I tend to do exercise by walking every summer morning.
Good. Very good. Okay, much better, Ding Lam. So remember, we're practicing the chunk I tend to. I tend to. English is full of chunks like this. And so it's good if you can get used to using and practicing the chunks rather than every single word, trying to do every single word. You just remember the chunk. Okay, Kwan, what is your sentence, please?
I tend to go biking with my friend in next week.
Okay, I tend to go biking with my friends. That's a good one. So again, Kwang, can you turn the two into just a t sound? Okay, I tend to go biking with my friends.
I tend to go biking with my friend.
Okay, can you hear the difference in this, Kwang? I tend to go biking with my friends. I tend to go biking with my friends. Can you hear they are slightly different, Kwang? Can you hear that?
Yes.
And so instead of I tend to go biking with my friends, I say I tend to go biking with my friends. Can you do that, Kwang?
I tend to go biking with my friends.
Much better. Sound just like a native speaker, Kwang. Very good. Just like a native speaker. Okay, Ming Ang, your turn, please. What is your sentence?
I tend to read books in the morning.
I tend to read books in the morning. Can you say it again, please, Ming Ang?
I tend to read books in the morning.
Good. I tend to read books in the morning. So you can all hopefully remember this chunk. Okay. I tend to. And just remember that when you are using it in a sentence, the to sound becomes a t sound when you say it in normal conversation. Okay. So instead of I tend to read books in the morning, I tend to read books in the morning. Okay. The two becomes very quick, like a t sound. All right. I'm going to send you a few more chunks in chat now. Okay, Leon.
Yes.
Okay. Can you read the sentence I've sent you in chat?
Okay. Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Okay, almost correct. Okay, so you can see everyone here that I've underlined the chunks. Take a break. Take a break. And grab some. Can you say grab some, please, Leon? Grab some.
Grab some.
Good. All right, now can you do the whole sentence, please, Leon?
Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Okay. Do you know what this sentence means, Leon?
I think the word take a break is
Yeah.
like take a rest
Good, correct. And grab
and
some?
like you have some coffee.
It just means to get some.
Yeah.
Okay, get some. But this is a much more colloquial way of speaking. This is what native speakers will say. So take a break means just have a rest and grab some. So you, again, with these chunks, you say the words in the chunks, you join them together. So let's take a break. Take a break. Can you hear I'm joining them together, Leon? Take a break.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not saying let's take a break. Okay, I'm saying let's take a break. Take a break. and grab some coffee. One more time, please, Leon.
Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Wow, just like a native speaker, Leon. Perfect. Okay, you sound just like a Western speaker. Ding Lam.
Yes.
Okay, your turn, please, Ding Lam. Read the sentence.
Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Okay, just be careful that you are still pronouncing the last consonant. Okay, can you say break for me, Ding Lam? Break,
Break.
break. Good. So can you say take a break? Take a break.
Take a break.
Take a break.
Take a take a break. Take a break.
Okay. Okay, I'll get you just to slow down a little bit, Ding Lam, so we can practice this. Take a break.
Take a break.
Good. Now a little bit faster. Take a break. Take a break.
Take a break.
Good. Take a
Take a
break. Good. Can you do the whole sentence now, Ding Lam?
Okay. Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Okay, grab. Can you say grab, please, Ding
Grab,
Lam?
grab,
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 grab.
grab,
Good.
grab.
Okay, so let's take a break and grab some coffee. The whole sentence, please, Ding Lam.
Yeah. Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Okay, so try to join the words of the chunks together. So instead of saying take a break, say take a break, take a break, and grab some.
Break.
Okay, one more time, Ding Lam, one more time.
Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Okay, not too fast. Okay, not too
You speak too
fast.
fast.
Yeah, it was a little bit too fast. So like this, Ding Lam, let's take a break and grab
Take a
some
break.
coffee.
Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Okay, pretty good. Thank you, Ding Lam.
Yeah, thank you.
Kwang, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, your turn, Kwang.
Let's take a break and get some snack.
I didn't hear the end of the sentence. Can you try it again, please, Kwang?
Let's take a break and watch some TV.
Just use the sentence I have sent you. Thank you, Kwang. Okay, so use grab some coffee, okay?
Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Okay, pretty good, Kwang. That's good. Let's take a break and grab some coffee. That's good. Sounds good. Like a native speaker. Ang, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Okay, not bad. Not bad, Ming Ang. So instead of saying take a break, say take a break. So join the words together. Okay? Take a break. Almost like they are one word. So instead of take a break, you say take a break. Take a break. Can you say take a break, Ming Ang? Take a break.
Take a break.
Good. Okay. And can you say grab some? Grab some.
Grab some.
Good. Okay. Now the whole sentence, please, Ming Ang. The whole sentence.
Let's take a break and grab some coffee.
Pretty good, Ming Ang. Okay, you're all doing pretty well at that. Starting to sound more like native speakers. Okay, and you remember what Ming Ang, what does take a break mean? Ming Ang, what does it mean?
Relax.
Let's have a rest. Yeah, have a means the same as have a rest. Okay. And Kwang, what does grab some mean? Grab some.
You taking something?
Yeah, you're getting something. You're getting something. Okay. Let's take a break and grab some banh mi. Let's take a break and grab some pho. Let's take a break and grab an ice cream. Okay, means you are getting something. All right, one more of these, everyone. Then we will go to writing. Do one more of these. And remember, like I said, English is full of chunks. So you try to learn the chunks. And as I was saying, often the words in the chunks are joined together, almost like they are one word. Okay, so you can see I have underlined the chunk here. Leon, can you just read the sentence normally, please, Leon?
Yes. She had to break the news gently.
Good. She had to break the news gently. Okay. Leon, do you know what break the news means? Break the news. Break the news.
I don't know.
Okay. To break the news, everyone. Oh, does anyone else know, by the way? Break the news? Tell me now, anyone, if you think you know what this means. This chunk means. Break the news. Break the news. Okay. Break the news. I'll send it to you in chat. All right, Leon, what does it mean?
Tell someone something.
That's right. To break the news to someone just means to tell someone something, anything. Break the news. Break the news just means to tell someone something. Usually, when you use break the news, usually you use it when you want to tell someone something that is sad, okay, or a little bit bad. For example, break the news that your grandfather has died, okay, or break the news that it is, break the news that China has declared war on Vietnam, or something like that. Does that make sense, Leon?
Yes.
So break the news means to tell someone something, but you usually use this phrase, this chunk, when you want to tell someone something that is maybe a little bit bad or very dramatic. Okay? So break the news gently. What do you think that means, Leon? Break the news gently.
I, uh,
Tell someone something how? So gently is an adverb.
yes. And
What does it mean? Tell
it's
someone something gently. What does that mean?
like soft, softly.
Yes, Leon, very good. Very good. Okay. It means you are telling someone maybe some bad news, but you are telling it softly to them. Okay. Does that make sense to you, Ding Lam?
Yes, I make sense.
Okay, to break the news gently to someone means, like I say, break the news is when you're usually telling someone something a little bit sad. Okay, so you do it just softly, not shout at them. Okay, you just gently means the same as softly. Kwang, does this make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, Ming Ang, does this make sense to you?
Yes.
To break the news gently just means to tell someone something, but tell it in a soft way. Okay, back to you, Leon. Can you read the sentence again, please?
She had to break the news gently.
Good. She had to break the news gently. She had to break the news gently that her grandfather had died. Okay, something like that. Okay, a little bit of sad news. So you say it gently. She had to break the news gently. Ding Lam, can you say the sentence, please?
He had to break the news gently.
Okay, one more time, Ding Lam. She had to break the news gently.
She had to break the news gently.
Good, Ding Lam. Good pronunciation. Kwang, your turn, please.
He had to break the news gently.
Okay, one more time, please, Kwang. She had to break the news gently.
She had to break the news gently.
Okay, better, Kwang. Ming Ang, your turn.
She had to break the news gently.
Okay, one more time, Ming Ang, one more time.
She had to break the news gently.
Good, very good. Sound like a native speaker, Ming Ang. Very good. Okay, so everyone, those are just some examples of chunks. So Keith's suggestion, his suggestion number one was shadowing. Okay, you learn English, you help your pronunciation, your vocabulary, and your tones by shadowing, copying someone. That was suggestion number one. Suggestion number two is learn English in chunks. Learn English in chunks. What does take a break mean? Ding Lam? Take a break mean?
Take a break when is when we use to speak a part new or a dramatical news.
No, take a break. Not
Take
break the news. Take a break. Take a break. What does that mean?
take break is rest.
Yes, take a break. Have a rest.
Relaxing.
Good. Take a break is having a rest or relaxing. Okay, Ming Ang, what does grab some mean? Grab some.
It means getting something.
Good. Perfect. Grab some just means getting something. Let's grab some. Ming Ang, let's grab some banh mi, okay?
Yes.
It just means let's get some banh mi. Let's grab some banh mi. And Kwang, what does break the news mean? Break the news.
Tell someone something.
Good. Break the news just means tell someone something. And like I say, usually use this in English when you want to tell someone something that is maybe a little bit sad, okay, or something very dramatic. She had to break the news there'd been a fire at their house. Okay, so that's very dramatic. Had to break the news there'd been a fire at their house, which is both sad and dramatic. Okay, so hopefully you've learnt now some new chunks of language. Break the news, take a break, and grab some coffee. Any questions? Okay. So for the rest of the lesson, back to our task one graph. You will remember this from last week, I am sure. So last week, we looked at writing the introduction and also the overview. Remember, the overview is the most important paragraph of a task one essay. Ding Lam, Ding Lam.
Yes, I'm here.
In a task one essay, how many paragraphs are there altogether? How many paragraphs are there? How many? How many paragraphs do you need to write?
Three power.
3 is not correct. Sorry, Ding Lam. Leon,
Yes,
how many paragraphs in a task one essay?
4 paragraphs.
4. Okay, Ding Lam?
Okay.
4 paragraphs in a task one essay. And remember, again, I'll send this to you. This is how you remember the 4 paragraphs. Ming Ang, what does the P stand for that I just sent you in chat?
A P stands for paraphrase.
Correct. Kwang, what does the O stand for?
Overview.
Correct. And Ding Lam, what does the T stand for?
T stand is a two detail paraphrase.
Paragraphs.
Paragraph.
Two,
I'm
good.
sorry.
2 detailed paragraphs. So anytime you want to remember the structure of writing task one, just think of pot, okay? Paraphrase, overview, 2 detailed paragraphs. So 4 paragraphs in total. 4 paragraphs in total. Okay, so with our overview, I'll just review this very quickly with you. with the overview, you are looking, of course, at the main features of the graph. The main features of the graph. So again, I'll send you in chat just a little reminder. When you talk about main features, you are looking at things like what is the biggest, what is the smallest, what has had the greatest change, things like that. So, Leon,
Yes.
you can see I've just sent you in chat. What
Yes.
city has the biggest range of temperatures? Leon.
Boston.
Correct. And what do the temperatures in Boston range from and to? Can you tell me that?
I cannot hear you. Can you say that again?
Yes. What does the temperatures in Boston range from and to? In other
Range.
words, what is the lowest temperature in Boston?
The lowest temperature is under 5.
Okay, so what would you say? How much is the temperature, Leon? About. What would you say the temperature is?
It's about 5.
Less than 5, Leon? What do you think? Less than 5? What's less than 5?
Almost.
What number is less than 5, Leon?
4.
Yes. So the lowest temperature is about 4. Does that look correct to you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's about 4. About 4. What is another word beginning with A, Leon, that we can use instead of about?
Almost.
Almost. It's not quite the same as about. Another word, Leon. A longer word.
I don't
Begins with
remember.
A. Begins with A. Okay. Ding Lam, can you remember?
I don't know.
And another word beginning with A that means the same as about. Kwang, can you remember?
No, can you give me a hint?
I will in a moment. Ming Ang. Ming Ang, can you remember?
Can you repeat? I
Sure. This is a very useful word. A word beginning with the letter A means the same as about. But
appreciate it.
oh, close. Not quite. Close, but close. You are on the right track. Ming Ang,
Appreciate.
not quite. Appreciate means to like something. Not quite the same as about. Kwang, any idea now?
Approximately.
Approximately.
Good, everyone. Approximately. Approximately, which is a more formal way of saying about. Leon, do you remember now?
Yes.
Okay, approximately. Okay, very good word. Okay, so please remember this word. It's a good formal way of saying about. Okay, if you know this word, help you get a better mark. So instead of saying about, you can say the temperature approximately 4 degrees. Okay, Ding Lam.
Yes.
Okay, what is the top temperature in Boston?
Uh, it is important. It over 20, 30.
Okay, so please give me a number, Ding Lam. What
This
number?
is
Approximately. Approximately.
approximately 33.
Yeah, approximately, I think maybe 32. I think 33
Uh,
would be right in the middle. So I think approximately 32. Okay, so the city with the biggest range of temperatures is Boston. Okay, where the temperature ranges from about 4 degrees to approximately 32. Is that correct, Ding Lan?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, okay, good. Guang,
Yes.
what city has the smallest range of temperature?
It's Paris.
Paris has the smallest range of temperature? I don't think so.
Melbourne.
Melbourne, yes, Melbourne. Okay. What is the temperature range in Melbourne? Guang, what is the temperature range?
Uh,
From, you start your answer with from.
15 to uh, 12,
What was that again, Guang?
15 to 25.
Okay, so we can get a bit closer than that, I think, Guang. Use the word approximately, Guang. The temperature ranges from approximately.
15 to 20,
So it's more than 15, isn't it, Guang? Looking at it.
uh,
What would you say?
16, 16.
16. Yeah, it's approximately 16, okay? The temperature
Approx
ranges from approximately 16 to what? Guang? To
26.
Okay, to approximately 26. Good. That's better. So hopefully everyone can see that using my pointer from approximately 16, okay, to about or approximately 26. That is the temperature range. So a range of how many degrees, Kwang, is that? 16 to 26, a range of how many degrees?
10.
Correct. Very good, Kwang. A range of 10 degrees. The temperature in Melbourne has a range of 10 degrees. Leon,
Yes.
harder one for you. What is the range of temperature in Boston? So if the range of temperature in Boston is 10 degrees, sorry, in Melbourne is 10 degrees, what is the range in Boston?
Mm,
What do you think? So in Melbourne, the temperature range is 10 degrees.
wait a minute. Uh, 28.
Close. I would say 29, but close enough. Close. Close enough. Right idea. You have the right idea. Leon, that's the main point. You have the right idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, the temperature range you can see in Melbourne is 10 degrees. It ranges, using the verb ranges, from approximately 16 to approximately 26. Temperature range in Boston is, what did I say? About 28, 29 degrees. It ranges from approximately 4 to approximately 32. Ming Ang.
Yes.
Okay. What is only one city left, which is Paris? What is the lowest temperature in Paris?
Uh,
And I want you to use the word approximately, okay, Ming An?
approximately 4. Um,
Not 4, in
eh,
Paris. Okay, so give me the whole sentence, please, Ming An. The lowest temperature in Paris is
a low temperature in Paris is 8.
Approximately 8. Okay?
Approximately 8.
Approximately 8 degrees. Minh Ang, okay? 8 degrees, okay?
Yes.
All right. And let's look at the other end. What is the highest temperature in Paris, Minh Ang?
The highest temperature in Paris approximately
Is approximately.
is approximately 24 degrees.
Very good, Ming An. Very good. That is correct. The highest temperature in Paris is approximately 24 degrees. Huang,
Yes.
what is the temperature range of Paris then? So we talked about the temperature range in Melbourne is 10. Temperature range of Boston is
Uh,
28, 29. What is the temperature range of Paris?
Wait, I need think.
You have to think about this a little bit, but it's not too hard.
16.
16, about 16.
Yes.
That's right, correct. About 16 degrees. Okay, so these are the sort of things we're looking for in the detail paragraphs. Okay, in the detail paragraphs. So what I want you to do now, please, write for me in chat detail paragraph number 1. Now, in detail paragraph number 1, you're going to be looking just at the city of Boston. Now, Boston is going to get its own paragraph. Leon,
Yes,
why have I chosen Boston just to get one paragraph for itself? Why do you think?
I think because it have a big gas change.
Very good, Leah. That is correct, everyone. So you can see here we have 3 different cities. We have 2 detailed paragraphs, which means we put one city in one paragraph and the other 2 cities in the other paragraph. So as Leon correctly pointed out, we put Boston in a paragraph by itself because it is the city with the biggest change. The other 2, the change is not quite so big, so they can go together in the next paragraph. All right, so what I want you to do now is just write me one paragraph, just of a couple of sentences. Please, everyone. Okay, not long, just describing what we have just talked about, the range of temperatures in Boston. Okay, maybe you are thinking, how do I start this? You start it like this. I'll send you this in chat. Okay, this is how you will start detail paragraph number 1. Okay, everyone? So you can start your answer using these words. So you need to tell me for the detail paragraph, obviously, what the temperatures are and, of course, when. When. What and when. Because we are looking at the figure for Boston in some detail. Okay, everyone, send me 2 sentences now, please. Just looking at Boston, okay? Only Boston for this paragraph. So you need to describe to me in 2 sentences what happens to temperatures in Boston during a year. And like I've just sent you in chat, please begin your paragraph with the words I've sent you. You can even do it in 1 sentence if you like. Okay, thank you, Kwang. Okay, Kwang, not bad. Huh? Okay, Leon, that's pretty good, Leon. So, Leon,
Yes.
yeah, your English is all correct, Leon. No mistakes. Very good.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so I've had Kwang's answer, I've had Leon's answer. So just waiting for Ming Ang and Ding Lam. Just give you another minute, then I will send you a model answer. Okay, Ming Ang, how are you going? Okay, Ming Ang, I've just got your answer now. Okay, Ming Ang, that's not bad. Ding Lam, are you almost finished?
Yes, wait me 2 minutes, please.
Okay, if you can go a little bit faster, please, Ding Lam. Ming Ang,
Yes.
okay, I'll just correct your first sentence, Ming Ang, and send it to you, okay? Your first sentence, the grammar's not quite right. Okay, Ming Ang, can you see what I've sent you?
Yes.
Okay, so your grammar wasn't quite correct. My sentence has the correct grammar, okay? Oh, and even I've just noticed I made a small mistake, Ming Ang. Degrees should be degrees with an S, okay? Okay, thank you, Ding Lam. Okay, not bad, Ding Lam. Not bad. Okay, you all have the right idea. Here, everyone, okay, I've just sent you all. This is a model answer. Okay, Leon,
Yes,
can you please read the answer I've just sent you in chat, please?
yes. In Boston, the temperatures range from a low of approximately 4 degrees in January to a high of approximately 32 degrees in August. The temperature range of 29 degrees is the greatest of all three cities.
Okay, good reading, Leon. Now, does that make sense to you, Leon?
Yes,
Okay, good. So, can you see Kwang? Kwang?
Yes.
Okay, so I've got two sentences. Okay, Kwang?
Yes.
Okay, now I've used these words here, low and high. Can you see that in my answer?
Yes.
Okay, so this is how you use these adjectives, low and high. So the temperatures range from a low of approximately 4 degrees. Does that make sense, Kwang?
Yes.
From a low, okay? Now, I don't really absolutely need to put low or high in there, but I've done that just to show them that I know how to use these words, that I use to use this vocabulary. I could have just said the temperatures range from approximately 4 degrees to approximately 32 degrees, and that would still be okay, which is what some of you did in your answers. That is still okay, but I've used the adjectives low and high just to try and get a better score. Does that make sense, Ding Lam?
Yes, I
O-
understand.
Okay, good. Ming Ang, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, low and high. In Boston, the temperatures range from a low of approximately 4 degrees in January to a high, approximately 32 degrees in August. Okay, the range of 29 degrees is the greatest of all the three cities. So again, I haven't forgotten about Paris or Melbourne. Okay, I'm just comparing which is what the question asks me to do. So the temperature range is the greatest of all three cities. Okay, so last thing we're going to do for this afternoon, please write detail paragraph number 2 for me. All right, so detail paragraph number 2 is of course going to be about which two cities? Which two cities? Ming Ang, detail paragraph number 2 is going to be about?
Paris and Melbourne.
Correct. Okay, so we need to write 2 sentences about Paris and Melbourne, similar to what we did for Boston. Okay, similar, but of course we will have different numbers. So how do you start this paragraph? You start with something like this. Okay, you start your paragraph. You can choose either city, doesn't matter. But you start off again with the name of one of the cities. In Paris, and then continue, or in Melbourne. So you choose which one you want to start with. And again, of course, you're looking at the range of temperatures and the high and the low. So again, if this was the real test, you need to do this in 5 minutes. Okay, so you've got 5 minutes, everyone, 5 minutes. Excuse me. So, Ding Lam,
Yes, I'm here.
remember in this paragraph, you have to put both cities in, okay? So both
Ah,
Paris and Melbourne have to go into this paragraph.
okay, okay.
Okay, don't worry. We're almost finished. I'll show you the answer in just a moment. Okay, one more minute, everyone. One more minute. Okay, Leon, are you almost finished?
Yes. Can
Ming
you see
Ang, are
that?
you? Let me see. Leon, let's have a look. I can now. Thank you, Leon. Okay, Leon, that's pretty good. Pretty good, Leon.
Yeah.
You've got the right idea. That's good. Thank you, Kwang. I can see yours now. Okay, Kwang, you have the right idea. Just some of your grammar is not quite correct. Okay, Kwang,
Yes.
I've just sent you a correction of your first sentence, okay?
Okay.
Can you see that, Kwang?
Yes.
Okay, that's how I've just corrected the grammar in your first sentence, okay? That's how you should write it. All right, the rest of the sentence was okay, but the beginning was not quite correct. Ming Ang, have you almost finished?
Yes.
Okay, can you please just send it to me now? Thank you, Ming Ang. Okay, Ming Ang, that's pretty good, Ming Ang. Okay, pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so to finish the lesson, everyone, I will just send you all my answer. All right, so remember there are different ways you can do this. You don't have to have exactly the same answer that I do, but as long as you have something similar. All right, Kwang, can you read the first sentence, please, of the answer I've just sent you?
In Paris, the temperature ranged from a low of about 8 degrees in January to a high of about 24 degrees in July and August. A range of 16 degrees.
Correct. Thank you, Kwang. And Ming Ang, can you read the next sentence, please?
In Melbourne, the temperature pattern was almost the opposite, with a high of approximately 26 in January and a low of 16 in July. The range in Melbourne was 10 degrees.
Okay, good reading. Thank you. So you will notice most of you got these figures correct, which is good. You will notice the only thing I've put in, which none of you did, is I made the observation that Melbourne is almost the opposite of Paris. Does that make sense, Liam?
Yes.
Okay, not exactly the opposite, of course. That's why I've used almost the opposite. But basically, when Melbourne is cold, Paris is warm. Okay, and when Melbourne is warm, Paris is cold. So it's kind of the opposite. Does that make sense, Liam?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why just remember when you are comparing things to use a word like opposite. Ming Ang, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so Paris and Melbourne are kind of opposites. Not exactly, but kind of. Ding Lam, does that make sense to you?
Yes, I understand.
Good. Kwang, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, so like I say, they are sort of opposites. And looking, if you can mention a fact like that, that will help you get a high score. So that's another thing to look out for. Okay, everyone, gone a little bit over time, but I wanted to finish this exercise. Thank you, everyone, for working hard this afternoon. It's been great teaching you as always. Next week, we'll continue, of course, with more speaking. And next week, we will finish this graph completely, okay? I'll get you to write the complete answer for me. Then we will go on to another one. Are there any questions before I finish? Okay, before we go, can anyone remember the overview paragraph, paragraph number 2 in part 1? What words do you begin your answer with? Ming Ang, can you remember?
It can be clearly seen that
Oh, Ming Ang. Okay, 100% Ming Ang. Great. Leon,
Yes.
how many paragraphs in a part 1 answer?
4 paragraphs.
Okay, Kwang.
Yes.
Okay, we use the acronym POT, okay, to help us remember the structure. What does the P stand for in POT? Kwang?
Paraphrase.
Correct, very good. And Ding Lam?
It's overview.
Yeah, and
To detail paragraph.
Very good, Ding Lam. Okay, all of you have done very well today. Excellent. Excellent work. Okay, very good. Okay, so please enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everyone. And I have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you all again next Sunday. Gap lai sao. Everyone, gap lai sao. Chăm tạm biệt. Chào tạm biệt.
Bye, teacher.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye bye, teacher.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Chào em, Mrs. Ha.